Welcome, I'm Mrs. Porter, and I am recording a video today of Saxon Phonics 2, lesson 119. The first thing that we are going to do is we're going to take our papers out of our packet that say 119. They should be stapled together, and there is our activity packet for today, and then all the way back to our homework on the back side. I know you're working at home, so all of this is kind of homework, but some of it you're going to do together with me today, and some of it you will do independently. All right, so we're going to find the very front side, which says spelling sound review, and we're going to go through our spelling sounds, and we're going to review them and write them down. I'm also going to write them on a whiteboard for you today. Just one thing to remember is we have a lot of spelling sounds now, so whenever you're writing, you're going to have to write small. For some of you may want to get a highlighter and highlight that bottom line so you know what space you have whenever you're writing out the things. A couple of housekeeping things is that when I say the word final, you're going to write line. So the things before the line happen in the front or the middle, so the initial or the medial sounds. And then after the two lines is the things that can happen on the final sound. All right, we'll move on to review words after that. Sight words, I am going to give you the sentence so that you can practice your dictation. That will be important as you transition from elementary school into middle school. You are going to have to take notes and do other things, and dictation will be important in general, even whenever you move into the real world. All right, so go ahead and get your pencil and your paper and get ready. Put your finger next to number 1. That's where we're going to write on that spelling sound review. Echo, O. What letters make that sound? L, final, LL. Remember those flossy letters with that final sound? So number 1, you're going to write L, final, LL. Very good. Number 2, ow, ow. OU, final, OW. So in the medial position, ow could be OU. And at the end or the final position, spelled OW. Number 3, F, final, FF. Again, was one of those flossy final double letters. Good. So F, sing this, final, FF. Very good. Number 4, shin, shin. Good. TION. Hope you wrote that down. Number 5, D, 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 final D, comma, ED. Very good. D, final D, comma, D, E. I hope you're able to see this. All right. Number 6, V. You should have a tickle on your lips. Good. V, final, VE. Anybody think of a word that ends with that final VE? Good. Love, have. Great. Number 7, E. This is a lot. EE, comma, E. That's our medial sounds. EE, comma, E. You can see what I'm writing here. Good. Then we're going to have final EE, comma, Y. So final EE, comma, Y. I feel like my pen's not going to make it, but we're going to try to get it to. Number 8, A. Surprised they didn't put our trigraph from yesterday. comma A, comma E, A consonant E, and then final AY. Number 9. I have to get a new pen, sorry. Good. S, comma C. Remember that's the only C. Then we got a lot of final. Final SS, comma, SE, comma, CE. You have your 2 lines, and you have SS, comma, SE, comma, CE. Great job. If you wrote too big and it's a little sloppy, that's okay. This is just for review so that when we're spelling and writing, it is easier when we are pulling apart those words to come up with those letter patterns. All right. We're going to practice spelling some words. So on your paper, locate the box labeled review words. Put your finger next to number 10 and spell the word age. Age. Good. This should be a review, but it's from a long time ago, about 5 months, right? You should have written A-G-E. Number 11, race. Good. Sedelia C is in there. R-A-C-E. Remember, if you did not spell the word race correctly, so maybe you put R-A-I-S, those would have all been sound or letter patterns that would be consistent with R-A-S. That's okay. You just put a simple line through it and then write it correctly. R-A-C-E. Very good. This is just practice to review. Number 12, baby. All right, great. B-A-B-Y. You probably have seen that. It's almost like a sight word to you. Now we're going to practice spelling some sight words. Put your finger next to number 13 and spell the word beautiful. So you're going to have to think back to where you've seen that word in your own writing or in a book or on the board, maybe somewhere in your house. You know, a lot of people do have text art and things like that, word art. How do we spell that word, beautiful? All right, I'm going to spell it, so check your spelling. B-E-A-U-T-I-F-U-L. Good, way to stick with it. Number 14, door. Remember, you cannot sound this out. You have to think back to a time you've seen this in text. Door. Did you spell it D-O-O-R? Great. Number 15, give. Check your spelling. G-I-V-E. Right? Yeah, if you tried to sound out give, it would say g-ive, and that's why it is a sight word. It does not follow your normal spelling rules. Now we're going to practice writing a sentence. Do you remember what a sentence should begin with? Right, a capital letter. What should a sentence end with? I know it's a big word, punctuation. There's 3 types of punctuation. It could end with a period, an exclamation point, or a question mark. Echo this sentence. Now remember, we try to count out the words. That helps us remember. Help your mom every time you can. It's good practice too, isn't it? All right, say it with me. Help your mom every time you can. Let's say it more slowly. You missed a few words. Help your mom every time you can. All right, let's count those words in that sentence so we can at least put a number and see if we can remember. Help your mom every time you can. So write a number 7 right over here next to the word sentence. So as you are doing it, when you get to the end, you can check and make sure you have all of your words. All right. One more time. Help your mom every time you can. Yes, write down the sentence. If you need to pause the video because you need more time, please do that now. If you don't remember the sentence and you just need to go back to the beginning, that's fine too. I'm going to grab a marker really fast. All right. I'm trying not to get you in the glare from the window here. So we have a 7-sentence word. I hope you remember the first word was help. Help. So we had to really pull that apart. Make sure you have a capital H, and then you have your help. That was 4 sounds, yeah. Help. You should have a finger space or a space that it is as big as 1 letter would be. Then we're going to put the word your. Very good. This is a sight word. You had to remember how to spell you and then put the R on the end. Very good. Leave your space. The third word, help your, good, mom. Even though this is a word you can sound out, almost everyone knows this word, mom, M-O-M. You've been writing it since probably before you came to school. Very good. Now remember, I'm going to go to the next line because I'm out of room. If you're not out of room, you keep going on the first line. If not, if you're out of room too, maybe you wrote really big, you can go to the second line also. What is the fourth word we needed? Help your mom every. Very good. It's kind of like very. This is another sight word with an E on the front. So we have E-V-E-R-Y. My markers are just not doing well today. Maybe it's because I have them open in between. Good. I hope you've caught up. Remember, if you missed a word, what to do. You use the caret and you just add it in at the top. Very good. Help your mom every time. Do you remember the long I sound? Good. T-I-M. Make sure you have that sneaky E there for the long I pattern. I, consonant, A. Help your mom every time you, Y-O-U, sight word. I'm at the end of mine, so I'm going to go to the new line. If you are not at the end of your line, you stay writing on the same line. Very good. Help your mom every time you can. Can is just a vowel consonant or consonant vowel consonant word. K-A-N. Good. C-A-N. If for some reason you put a K at the front of the can, because K is another initial sound for K, it's all right. Just mark it out and put your C. That was a rule that we learned about the K sound, as if there was an A that followed it, a short A, that it was the C that made that sound. Don't forget to put your period. All right, good job. We're going to go ahead and turn the page over and put our pencils down. We're moving on to new sounds and words. No, that was just our review. It's kind of fun. All right. I wanted to check my sentence, just make sure I remembered it. Oh, as far as that punctuation goes, do you know why we use the period? Good. Because it was telling someone to do something. So when you write a sentence and it's giving a direction or making a comment, we're just putting a period. Not just, but that's just the punctuation that goes with it. Now we're going to talk about our new I call it an increment at this level because it's not always a new sound. Sometimes it's a new pattern or a new rule also. Today we're talking about, you know what this word is? What should I do before I code this word? I'm going to look for a final stable syllable. That's the very first thing. That's like your BLE, TLE, DLE. I don't have one of those. Does this word have a final stable syllable or a suffix? No. Are there any obvious codings? Not really. What do we do when we have more than one vowel in a word? Good. We mark that. So there was no obvious codings, there was no final stable syllables, no suffixes. So we could mark our vowels, our A and our I. Very good. Yeah, then we mark our consonants in between. We've learned other vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel patterns, and today we're going to talk about one where our vowels, our consonants are not broken in the middle. In this word, April, our syllable division line is going to go right after the A. Yeah. Because our A is in its own syllable, and there's nothing else that follows it in that syllable, it's going to get the macron and say its name, just like an open vowel, like in the word no or in the word be. Nothing else is here, no other syllables. And then we can code the ending of our word. We have perfect. So that's our two syllables. We have a, pearl. Very good. Many times what you're going to have to do if you don't already know the word April, which this should have been familiar to you, is you may try to divide it here, and then you sound it out and it says April. And you read the sentence, and the context of the sentence does not make that word make sense. This would be the next thing you would do, is you would say, okay, let me click change. And I remember that one time Miss Porter said, then I could try here and make this a long A sound. Then you'll reread your sentence. If the word then makes sense, you know you have it. Very good. All right. So dividing the C or VCC word between the two consonants typically makes the most sense. Occasionally, that's not going to be true in words like the word April. Have you ever heard of the word April? Just kidding, I know you have. Can you give me a sentence with the word April? Good. Joey's birthday is in April. All right, let's practice spelling with this new spelling pattern. Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Put your finger next to number 1, and we're going to spell the word asleep. Asleep. Do you know how to spell it? You should have spelled it A-S-L, sl. Good. And then we have E, which is two E's together, digraph E's, and then P. Very good. Asleep. Number 2, program. Pull it apart. Good. PR. pro. Because that's the end, we do not have to have another vowel. P-R-O, good. G-R-A-M, very good. Number 3, secret. 2 syllables. So we have C, crit. Very good. Because your syllables divide here, this would be the open vowel, just an E. Very good. Then we have crit. No, good job. All right, we are finished with our practice sheet. Now we are moving on. We have a worksheet, 119. Turn your paper to the worksheet side. Up at the top it says worksheet. That's the side you want to be on. Also has your name. Go ahead and put your name on top. Now this is where we just look for patterns that we have before. You don't have to code perfectly, but whatever can help you come up with these words. All right. What is that first word? Number 1. Has 2 syllables. The syllable division line goes between the O and the G. So we have the first, good, you should remember this from just writing it. So we have pro, and then we have g-r-am, program. Very good. Number 2. Put your syllable division line between the E and the D. Very good. We have B. You can also go ahead and underline that digraph EE. Put your macron over the first E and mark out your silent second letter. Good. And put your macron over the E and B right there at the beginning also. Number 3, Sue. Yeah. Underline that UE. Put your macron on top of the U and cross off your E. Number 4. Do you see anything to code? Oh, I do. Yeah, that AR. Put your arc because of your combination, AR. L-R and the GE, do you remember what that was? J. Very good. It makes the J sound. You can put line through the E and a dot over the G. Very good. Number 5. I do see those 2 G's there. Go ahead and put your syllable division line and then code your vowels. The I in the front gets the brev and the ER is a combination er. Very good. So what is that? Start with the first syllable. Big. Er. Very good. Bigger. Number 6. Yeah, we haven't seen that CH in a while, have we? Go ahead and underline that, digraph CH. Then we have a long vowel pattern, A, consonant, E. Macron over the A and put a line through your sneaky E. Sound it out. A, now blend it together. Chase. Very good. All right, on our worksheet today, we're going to be reading about China. Yeah, we've heard a lot about China recently, haven't we? Go ahead, use your finger, follow along. The country of China has the 3rd largest landmass in the world. Now remember, when you're reading, if you come across a word that you do not know, you're going to look at it, code it if you need to or if that helps you, and then break it up and sound it out. Then go back to the beginning of the sentence, reread the sentence and make sure it makes sense. If not, you're going to use a different spelling pattern. Good. I'm going to go ahead and start over since I stopped us right in the middle. The country of China has the 3rd largest land mass in the world. More people live in China than in any other place in the whole world. The early Chinese people believed that China was the center of the world. During the months of June and July, China has monsoons and strong winds. Monsoons and strong winds. Number 7, how large is China's landmass? If you don't remember, you're not going to make it up. You're going to go back to the passage and we're going to find it in there. Let's look at that first sentence. It says the country of China has the 3rd largest landmass in the world. So that's what we could write there. How large is China's landmass? We could write a sentence which is appropriate for our age. It is the 3rd largest in the world. You can get all of those words right there from that first sentence. So underline it if you need to. Number 8. So if I didn't give you enough time, pause the video, and then you'll press play in just a minute. In which months does China have monsoons? If you don't remember, go back to the passage. It's in the last sentence. During the months of June and July, so you could underline those, June and July, and then find those in your choices. Number 9. Some people used to think China was the center of the world. You're going to go back to your passage if you do not remember, and you're going to see if that's what it says. If that's what it says, some people used to think China was the center of the world, you're going to color in next to true. Let's look and see. It is the 3rd sentence, so follow to the period, that's 1. Follow to the next period, that's 2. And now we're going to read. The early Chinese people believed that China was the center of the world. Yes, some people, the early Chinese people, did believe that. So color in next to true. All right, turn your paper over. You are going to work through the homework side where it says homework 119 on your own the same way. Make sure you're spending time on these words, going through and practicing these patterns. It will make life and school much easier for you for the rest of your life if you do a small amount of work now. Go through your passage and then go and answer your questions. If you do not know the answer to the question, look at the words and then find those same words in the passage. We're not probably asking for your opinion here. We're asking for what did you read? All right, good job. When you're finished completing this, put the whole packet of work into your return to school zippered pouch, and then you're going to bring it back to me. All right. Thanks. Have a good day.